Okay, here we start again. Okay, welcome to you guys that just jumped on. We've been on for a minute or two, and we're breathing together. So we're going to welcome you to a holy breath. And what makes it holy is our joining. So we're just going to take another deep breath and rest in the presence of a happy breath, of a holy breath. That presence as we breathe in, that I am as we breathe out. And what we put our attention on, what we share together with a goal of happiness and holiness, literally brings the light into this world through our breath, through our hands, through our voices. We literally breathe in heaven on earth, realizing that there is no earth around us that doesn't emanate from our own consciousness. The earth around us is neutral, waiting for our blessing upon it. And right now, we give it our blessing with our breath. We breathe that holy breath. We join our Creator in agreement that we have one will, that we are as God, our Father, our Source, created us. We remain that being. And we would hold that presence in our heart, in our mind, and in our breath right now. As we breathe deeply and we rest into that holy breath, where we have one will, that we bring the light that we are through us, as us, into this expression of time and space around us. That's our joyful function. And we breathe in appreciation for this very moment, the excitement that we're going to share the evidences of light. Our day is dedicated to witnessing the light that we are, that we see through one another and all around us. Let's breathe in that excitement and that appreciation that we have joined for this one purpose, and it's being fulfilled in us right now. Dear God, thank you for this family of joining. Thank you for this space and time where we remember who we are, where we share that remembrance in everything we think and say and do, and we use our minds, our bodies, our whole being to celebrate this light and love that we are. For all of this, we say thank you and amen. Amen, everybody. So, I was looking at the daily lesson and I looked at today's miracles lesson for those that you are doing it. And the lesson is, I'm not going to remember it exactly, but it's something about when we call, God answers. And that's what we're doing every day, but especially today. Together, when we pray and we breathe in that consciousness, that I am consciousness, when we breathe it in and we rest in it, we are calling to our source. We are calling and saying, here we are, we're home. We're home. Ollie, ollie, unfree. Everybody's out and about. We're home. Thank you, God. Here we are. And the lesson is beautiful because it's a lesson that invites us to our own experience. It says there's no understanding of this without your own direct experience. Without your direct experience of saying, here I am, God, take me, I'm all yours, show me your way. Then faith doesn't just come, but faith with knowing comes. And that's what we've guided our week to this knowing that we are calling on the light within ourselves, our source, our creator. We are calling on that, joining in it, and then recognizing the outpouring of it, the expressions of it, wherever we find ourselves in our world. So for you that just joined, we just played Louis Armstrong's It's a Wonderful World as a witness to the light that we all are. Here was a brother in time who sang wholeheartedly from his heart and soul and gave it away free. And there are countless of them, countless, old entertainers that we know, present entertainers, but most of all, us. We are the ones that are called now to recognize that whatever we do, wholeheartedly, as we were talking about in Victor's book yesterday, that the secret of salvation is within us. To tap into what Jesus calls the storehouse. The storehouse of the treasures of heaven are within us. The love and the light is already what we are. But because we've been so concerned with looking outside of ourselves for whatever we think we need, or approval, or supply, or companionship, we've lost our way to the source. And the second coming is nothing but our finding our way back home to the source that was always within us. And like this lesson says, when we call to the source within, the answer is sure. There is no maybes, and it becomes our experience. The only qualification is that we ask wholeheartedly, we receive wholeheartedly, and then we give wholeheartedly. That's pretty simple, isn't it? That means don't split your thinking. Don't be worried about the grocery list later, or who's coming to dinner, or what we have to do tomorrow, or what has to happen in 1 hour from now. Wholehearted asking, listening, and receiving is simply about not splitting our attention right now. That's all. Jesus says, I need your mind for the atonement. He's saying, I need your mind to stay focused on the love of God that you are. Stay focused on that. And then seek ye first only that, and everything you need to fill your list, your day, your commitments, whatever they are, will be given to us because they're coming to us, through us, from the storehouse we tap into. We cannot tap into the storehouse with split thinking, with a thinking that's, oh, I think that's nice, but I've got to pay attention to this for later on today. Split thinking will keep us separate. That split thinking is what scarcity is. Not enough this, not enough that. That's all split thinking is. So split thinking keeps us locked externally, looking outside of ourselves, taking our attention wholeheartedly and looking within and resting in the presence of light and love that we are, focusing everything there and saying, I want to open that storehouse. Let that storehouse be open wide in me. Because as I let it be open wide in me, there's nothing to do with that but give it. There are no directions on getting and taking. All we want to do is give it. So that's what our week and today is dedicated to. And sharing now maybe some of the witnesses. I said, Teddy, what did I say to you yesterday? I told Teddy was in an appointment yesterday, so he wasn't at the meeting. But I told him this is what we're going to do today. And I said, Teddy, you got to go do your homework and find evidences of the second coming. What did you say?
I am the evidence of the second coming.
He is the evidence of the second coming. And then two of us sitting here, believe me, that's real evidence of the second coming. It's a profound evidence we know that, and many of you know that, and most of you can see that. But isn't that really all it is?
Well, it's an experience, and when you have it, it's undeniable. And you just know. I mean, I wish I could remember the quote. Because Jesus says the second coming is any time or every time one of us remembers the truth of who we are. Because the truth is we can seem like individuals, but in a sense, we're all one. So the idea of any one of us remembering introduces the idea of all of us remember at one time. And what we remember is the truth of who we are and where we truly are, not where we think we are, in an illusion of space-time. And the second coming is every time we remember the truth of who we are in the midst of an illusion of where we think we are, and know that we may seem to be here, but we're not really here. And that's why Jesus says eventually, seek ye first the kingdom, and all else will be added unto you. Because then you're fulfilling your function in the plan, rather than just trying to be a human being in space-time, you know, living to the point where you die in a good mood. Um, and what's interesting is one of the things that Jesus says is we do have it backwards. We're actually we're actually looking at it in the wrong direction. And the direction that we're headed is to before time began and after time was over. So we're actually we I don't know if this makes sense. We get here through death and we're here to be born again. So birth, although it seems like it came first, our rebirth is what we're here to experience because this is a place where people come to die. And when you have that experience, you know that you're not long for this world, although you do have a function within the world that you can now fulfill.
So we're here to live. And it's like electricity. It is a party. Each one of us is a party on the road, gathering everyone and anyone that hears or sees that frequency, that vibration, even in the supermarket. And you'll see that if you just go in the market and smile at everybody. But we're here to live. And then when we put these bodies down, we put them down rejoicing. Don't, not in judgment, not in figuring anything out. Just thank you, God. Thank you that I'm entering into greater experience of
And the
communication.
assignment's finished.
Yeah, mission complete.
Right.
But one of the greatest witnesses of the second coming is look at us in this room and look at Namaste Village. How many centers, physical centers, in time are dedicated simply to oneness? Not to any one tradition, religious, spiritual, non traditional, or otherwise. How many are just dedicated to spirit? I don't know many. How many exist without a strong guru, leader, somebody that keeps everybody in line? Now, Jimmy's a brother, but he's not saying you have to believe what I believe. He shares what's given him, and it's an invitation to join in a deeper universal experience. It's not a requirement. Not even the guys that live there, that they have to do this, they have to go to the session, they have to go to meals, they have to pray together, they have to whatever, practice anything together. The requirement is that wholeheartedly we want to live in love and give it away. How many places on this earth at this time, which perhaps is the greatest awakening time, where there's great spiritual awakening, are there centers and places where no one is promoting anything? You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to give anything. Oh, but just for a moment, I'll do a 1-minute commercial for Jimmy. He did send out a note saying they need 4 roof repairs. So if any of you, and we will too, give fully. If you can give $1, $5, $500. If we, very rarely, if ever, does Jimmy ask for help, for money. So whatever it is, without judging it, a brother asks. If your brother takes away your coat, do not withhold your cloak as well. Give him everything. Give him your car, your coat, your everything. So if you can give, send $1, $500, $5, $20, whatever. I know at this time the roofs need repairing and a lot of other things. Because this is a great community that has flourished. And the means will all be given. But when that request came out, to me it's not a request for dollars, it's a request for joining. So whether you send $1 or you send your love, be with the experience of unity across every tradition, the experience of brotherhood here in time, that hears the call for love and answers it. That's what the real call to support Namaste villages. It's not just to fix a roof or two. Like with Teddy, it wasn't just to publish a book or two. It's that call that as brothers we join and we recognize the love coming through and we support it. So I wanted to mention that for that. And then I want to ask you guys, what evidences did you come up with? I came up with Wonderful World. Teddy came up with himself. That's good. Here we are at Namaste. Alice, you want to say anything? Anybody else? Maybe Calico? Alice, you there?
Go ahead. I'm here. Every day I feel grateful. every single day. And I think it's, I was just going to read you what I put on Facebook today. It's a quote. The root of joy is gratefulness. It is not joy that makes us grateful. It is gratitude that makes us joyful. I thought that was delightful. So I put that on my Facebook page this morning. And I know when I feel grateful, I feel joyful. And it seems to feed itself. Gratitude feeds itself. And it's wonderful food. You know, you talk about the second coming. Gratitude is definitely an ingredient in that, for absolute sure, because gratitude also brings truth to you, the truth, and capital T, and it brings the Christ to you as well. To be grateful, to know that I am Christ, that I am love. And what Teddy was just sharing right now was delightful, and what you are sharing are delightful. And I'm deeply grateful for it, very grateful. So, you know, you mentioned gratitude at the beginning today, and I thought, oh, I'm just going to read that little quote that I put on Facebook. So gratitude brings you joy, and joy is your birthright. It's, you know, it is a wonderful thing. So I'm very grateful to be here today. Thank you.
Alice, thank you. Blessings to Rod. Calico, what do you want to say?
I love the second coming. It's funny, I'm working on this this app, and we have it set up. It's based on the rules for decision. So you can set up a time that you get your first notification in the morning. And I got it around 5 o'clock this morning. And then you get notifications through the day, or still having a, whatever day you set up. And I had joyful with lots of laughter. And between this morning, when I got the first notification to set up my day, and the second notification, I noticed I'm not laughing. And it's kind of like, so I'm in my second coming right now. It's like, do I want to turn this around? Am I willing to see whatever has occurred this morning that left me not laughing? Can I turn that around to see what's blocking me from loving and being grateful and laughing? And it's, so I just need to say, and that there, I love, Teddy, what you said, we start off with being born into a world of death. And it's kind of like, that was a great reminder for me, so that my whole mind training to constantly be faced with the shadow, and the shadow will come, and it's not to stop me from continuing on with my decision to have a joyful day with lots of laughter. It's to just dig up what is not joyful and doesn't seem funny right now. And so, I'm loving working on this app, because it's the only thing I know of that I have ever worked on that keeps taking me deeper into my mind. and it's just, and already I can hear myself laughing, and it's like, good, break it loose, allow the second coming to come, allow me to see the shadow for what it is, and that it's blocking me from having an experience of joy and lots of laughter. So I just have to thank you for this. It's perfect, as always. And yeah, that's what I have today.
Calico, that's great. A happiness app. How to stay happy. See what you're not happy about, and then turn your attention back to happiness, to your heart, to God. Here I am, miserable, but here I am with you. Reboot me. It's time to get rebooted.
That's it. And, it's just as simple as, and I notice this for working on my computer a lot, sometimes it just needs to be shut down and restarted.
Right.
My
That's right.
mind needs to be shut down periodically and
Yep.
be restarted. And it's that restart that's the second coming.
Yes, it
You know,
is.
it's my commitment to see love and joy. And if I'm not seeing love and joy right now, I need a second coming. And so it's, the rules for decision confused me to no end for the longest period of time. None of the words made sense. They were just words. I'd read them over and over and over, and I'd just be confused. Now I'm living the rules for decision, and it's a whole different experience, because it's like, I mean, it was so beautiful this morning when I got the notice from the app. It dings. I open it up and say, are you having a joyful day with lots of laughter? No. It's like, okay, you want to look at that? Yes. And if I don't want to look at that, this is the beautiful, we're including little videos of, Eckhart Tolle and Byron Katie, and just anything that's real specific to changing your mind or whatever the question is. And it's like, in those moments when I finally get, no, this isn't the kind of day I really wanted, to hear some of, those people that have gone on before us, that have woken before I did, and, them giving me a little pep talk. And it's like, okay, I can turn this around. I know I've done it thousands of times. I may be doing it 1,000 times more. It's like, this is my opportunity. I do want the second coming. I have many second comings throughout my life. I've had so many second comings. And today, right now in this moment, I'm requesting some divine intervention to have a second coming.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, Calico. What a great gift to all of us. I can't wait to get your app. Who else? Some other experiences? Yes, Leslie, go ahead.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Well, yesterday, after your suggestion, which was great, one of the things I did is, I don't remember where I got this from, but sending love before me to everyone I see, everyone I meet, everyone I think about. And then a friend and I went to lunch at a Chinese restaurant, and while we were waiting for a seat, there was a full-size Santa Claus who moved and his mouth moved. And there was a couple uh, who were waiting for a seat also. And I said, Santa Claus should have a mask on also, and then this guy who was probably, I don't know, in his 80s maybe, he goes, he takes a mask out of his pocket and he goes over it. It took him quite a while to get it to stay, but it was like playful and fun. And he said, thank you for the suggestion. And then we got a really wonderful waitress whose name was Fenway Parker. Her
Ah,
parents named her after Fenway Park, which for the rest of you, it's the football stadium for New England, the New England
baseball.
Patriots, basically.
Baseball stadium.
Baseball, Red Sox.
Red Sox baseball stadium.
Oh, I'm sorry, Red Sox. What am I saying? Red
And we
Sox,
hate the
right?
Red Sox.
Baseball. What was that, Teddy?
We hate the Red Sox.
No.
Oh, no.
I'm from, I'm from New York.
See, it's
Okay,
a
got
possible
it, got it.
situation.
Oh my God. So anyway, but her parents named her, her first name is Fenway, her middle name is Parker, and we just it was just so funny. Anyway, we just had such a delightful time with everyone we saw, and it's great to just send that out to people. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you,
I had a
Leslie.
delightful day yesterday.
Thanks for just staying with it. That's all it is. Our happiness is the frequency, it's the vibration, it's the ringing of a bell that brothers hear in their hearts. all across the sonship, not just physically in time. So we have to just keep ringing that bell. Anybody else?
See, when you're from New York,
Yeah.
there's great joy in hating the Red Sox.
Who else?
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I'm wearing this little Buddha necklace. I don't know if you can see it. And now to me, it's just on a little chain and it's a little like crystal and it's like a little Buddha face. Now, this is something that years ago you would search high and low if you wanted to get someone a gift like this, and you'd have to go to all these little new age stores somewhere in the back, downstairs, in a cave to find them. But now you can find these at Macy's. You can find them everywhere. I thought, now look at that evidence of the second coming. It's at Macy's, it's mainstream now. Everybody can have a Buddha face. It's the little things. Why? Because our awareness has heightened and broadened. And, people will make money on it, but that's okay. Make as much money as you can. Make as much, give as much as you can. Just don't judge any of it. Anyone else? Some other witnesses? Yes, go ahead, Margaret.
I was with another Zoom group this morning. It's late afternoon here in the UK, and we've been working together for a while, and we're planning an event in a few weeks. And we've been trying to work with lightness and joy, and that really came together this morning. All our hearts just burst, and one of the participants couldn't get the audio on, so we had to use AutoScript. And the auto script was translating it differently, and we were getting things like cocaine and sex and all sorts of things in there. And so we had our hearts open. We really felt the joy of being together and co-creating, but we were rolling around with laughter at the same time. It was the most amazing experience. And that seemed to come after yesterday and your suggestion. So thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. And let's continue this until Jimmy comes back for maybe the rest of the week or probably tomorrow anyway. Look for
Vicki,
evidence. Yes.
Vicki,
yes.
I'm sorry that I'm not properly holding my hand up or whatever.
Oh, go ahead,
This is,
Flo.
this is Flo. Oh my
Yes,
God.
Flo, I hear you. Go ahead.
First of all, I love you for all your sharing. And I wanted to say that your choice of that song, What a Wonderful World, that was the song that we played when I married my husband who passed away. And I felt like you were sending me that message to remember that it's a beautiful world and there's much joy here. And, I feel like he's here now for this holiday. I'm sorry, I'm a little emotional because him not being here, my daughter's going to be here, but, thank you because he's here now. And that was such a gift that you gave me. And I just had to say, oh, wow, thank you.
Oh,
You are my sister. You're always giving
Diana.
love. What you
We
did
are
today, I just love you. I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Flo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I got chills. See the immediacy of communion with your husband?
Mhm.
And
Yes.
every one of us felt it. And Flo, we're going to play it as we end. Right
Oh,
after we
wow.
say the prayer, we're going to play it again.
Thank you.
So stay on for a moment if you can.
Oh, I will for sure. Thank you so
everyone.
much. Love
Thank
to
you.
everyone. I'm so grateful.
Yeah,
my
I'm
heart
grateful.
is full right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Blessings, everyone. Thank you all. So come prepared. Don't forget to keep looking for the evidences of life pouring forth through us. Life is only what we give it. The screen of time and space is neutral. Don't forget that. So when you see miserable stuff, say, oops, I must have been thinking upside down. Thank you for this correction. Here I am, Holy Spirit. Here I am. Straighten me out quick. Reboot. Quick. I'll sit with you and then bring forth the light that dispels the darkness in my mind and in time and space as well. As a byproduct, time and space takes on the glow of our souls. Let it take on that glow. So I don't know if Namaste can put up the prayer, but and I'll never remember it. But we are all that. We are the presence of God, the power of God, the love of God. We are the protection of God. Because here we are, the God beings of our own being, giving of ourselves. Oh, look at that. They got it up. Or they're getting it up. Okay, let's do it. You ready? The light of God surrounds us. I am the light
And the light of
of
God.
God. The love of God enfolds us. I
I
am the
am the
love
love
of
of
God.
God.
The power of God protects us.
Protects us.
I
I
am
am the
the power of
power
God.
of God.
The presence of God watches over us. I
I
am
am
the
the
presence of
presence of
God.
God.
Wherever we are, God
God
is,
is,
and
and
all
all
is
is
well.
well.
Rejoice, everyone. Here's Louie again.
Oh, mwah.
Don't forget.
Happy